Now, why did VRChat get worse? I have actually I used to play VRChat a lot. Funny enough, one of my biggest videos on YouTube is a VRChat video. I started actually doing content kind of by doing VRChat. I didn't really do it to make content or become a content creator, but I did it just because it was funny, and I thought it would be fun for my friends, and some of them kind of blew up. And I stopped after that. I was just like, this is funny. I'm moving on with my life. But I came back to VRChat in 2021 after 2018 and early 2019. I took a 2-year break and I came back. And I saw a lot of things change. A lot of the fun stuff and fun gags turned into not being fun stuff and fun gags and being more about sex and other sexual things and all of these weird, wild things. And then I started learning what the phantom senses and ERP, all of this nonsense. The community changed their entire view. Now here we have a video why VRChat got worse, and I kind of have a viewpoint of the beginning. And up till this point, I have not played VRChat for a year now, but I want to give you my thoughts and tell you guys what I think about it as someone that has been I've been in the Rob's group. I've been playing with the Rob group. I'm not a part of it, but I've been playing with them. I played with a lot of people in Publix. I've been in a lot of communities there, and I've met a lot of people, great people, and some bad people through the game. And I think I have a lot of opinions I would share, so I think this video could be very much interesting. Let's take a look at it.
So a year ago now, I made my first video on VRChat, basically going over the game, the good, the bad, and the mounting ugly.
God damn.
And overall what the game was and its reputation. And ever since that upload, I've been occasionally sprinkling in VRChat content every now and again, like your roommate does estrogen into your food. Believe me, I don't have a problem, it's just this game keeps surprising me.
Verified toy, what is that?
What do you think that is, huh? What do you think? They're called verified. Oh my god.
That
means that if you want to have a good time with me, you can.
Yeah.
And as I've stated before, I'm a professional in this subject, as within the years of 2017...
He's a ranked VRChat player, he knows. You know what the funniest thing about VRChat is that they actually have a rank. The longer you play, the more friends you have in VRChat, you become like a more trusted. And you can become like a well-trusted user or something, which is the highest rank. So there's actually a separation between grades and rank in the game. And people are generally hateful toward people that have a lower rank. It's the class dynamic is insane. Now, I don't know if you will touch on this, but another thing about people coming in calling that toy to be used or being sexual in public, there is a big problem with this game, that this game has actually advertised itself a lot toward children. Because if you don't know, VRChat has a very good partnership with Oculus. Oculus is a VR headset, and Oculus, the remote one, is trying to advertise itself a lot to be sold to kids. So parents will buy Oculus for the children during birthdays and Christmas, and kids will come onto this game into a very sexualized environment. And now there we have a little bit of a nasty problem.
2021, I was an active player of VRChat that accumulated 3,500 hours on the platform.
Wait, let me see actually how many hours I have. I don't know how many hours I have. I don't remember. I feel like I didn't play that much. I have 1,457 hours on VRChat. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Platform.
Oh, no. No.
I knew people that are over 10,000 hours in VRChat.
First of all, before you express your disgust towards me, most of those hours were from COVID, and second of all, I don't want to see any feces flinging, especially from the War Thunder community.
I heard some people live in VRChat. They do. There are people out there that sleep with their headset on, and they wake up and they move on with their day in their headset. They always have their headset on. There are actually a lot of people out there. And it's not like a few. There's a lot of them that sleep in VR. I could never do it. I'm gonna be. I don't get how they do it. Like having that big box on your face. Oh my god.
Yes, it's more respectable to have the same amount of hours in that game, but it is extremely difficult to resist inputting your card information and funding the Omnisire snail to prevent yourself grinding from 2 to 3 months just to get your first front jet wheel. And even if you do get your first jet
What is he yapping
legitimately,
about?
you will proceed to get anally fisted by the
Nice.
majority of players that have invested
like
their
VRChat.
401k to get the latest jets that have yet to have their blueprints leaked to Reddit to prove a
By the way, if you don't know anything about VRChat, be ready for pure internet degeneracy, okay? Sit down, get some popcorn, and if you're ready to hear about the weirdest shit in the internet existence, this is your masterclass. You will learn something you will remember in 20 years. I'm
point in a
scared, Addy.
rather
I was scared
menial
too when I heard
argument.
about it.
Once again,
I've learned a lot of things that I wish I never knew in this game. I'm just saying right now, I learned a lot of things. No, I would not want to go back. I don't want to go back, guys. I don't want to go back.
only slightly
VRChat
more
stream, I
respectful
never.
than
I will
VRChat.
not stream
But
this
anyway,
game.
I digress.
I will not.
Drag up a chair, let your friends and family know you're going to be absent for the next few days, because your feces porthole is going to be arse blasted with so much disturbing information about this game, you may need PTSD therapy afterwards. Because a lot has changed since that first video, and similar to 2018, VRChat has once again been pushed into the limelight of the internet with an ever-mounting erosion of its reputation. And if you're playing games like CSGO with your game hours publicly shown, and you just missed that Mirage mid-window smoke, your teammates are going to be using that as ammunition to bully you. Because VRChat is still the worst.
That does sound
First,
like
I think
nostalgia for
VRChat
me.
needs no introduction, but I'll give you the cliff notes, as every time I make a VRChat video, I feel like I'm regurgitating the same foul information verbatim.
Played these games before!
But VRChat is known and advertised to be a platform where you can communicate and make friends with other people through the virtual world. But it is currently more infamously known for... Sorry, just let me get the list. A majority of players being children, virtual prostitution, to the point where I worry for the future, where there's advertisements on
Did he cut that out?
virtual prostitution,
He actually cut that
to
out.
the point where I worry for the future, where there's advertisements on NSFW websites saying they will massage your prostate and make you bust within 5 minutes, are replaced with VRChat avatars piloted by God knows who.
So I want to say something. There are strippers in VRChat. Yeah, in the virtual world. A man can put on a female avatar and not say a word, and they will get money for stripping. I have heard about an individual getting $100 for 1 hour of stripping in the virtual world and can get paid, yes. This guy makes over $5,000 every month just stripping in VRChat. All he does is has full body and is twerking and doing, I don't know what the fuck, they just strip, they're doing pole dancing and other things. And they get a lot of money. And this, they're basically whoring themselves out on VRChat and having sex with people in the virtual world because of the degeneracy of tools that we will probably get into later on that allows you to get into that motion of feeling.
Grooming and related topics, dating, influencing drinking and drug use,
Also, drinking is a big issue in VRChat. People are alcoholics in this game. There's a lot of communities out there that are dedicated and focused on drinking. A lot of them are out there that sit there and drink and drink and drink. And they are basically, it's the group mob mentality where they're also basically hyping each other up to drink more and more and more. So they keep on drinking alcohol all the time, every day. So they pass out in VR, wake up and start drinking again.
terrible moderation, and just being cringe. All
Milk,
of which
thank you for the
people
gift. I
outside
appreciate
the
it.
VRChat community have this perspective of this game, and that thought process is not exactly an illusion, but I'll talk about each later. But VRChat was initially released in
I want to show another thing. You see what this is? This is the most common thing ever. The biggest love in the virtual world is a mirror. because then you can see your own avatar and you can see your friend's avatar. So what people do is that they pile up in a hug group like this and they scratch each other on the head and tinkle each other because they have something called phantom sense, where whenever somebody in the virtual world touch you, they feel it themselves. So they see that and they feel it. So they will sit there and touch each other repeatedly for hours while talking about random things. You will see this in every single VRChat world, every single one. They are addicted to mirrors.
An illusion, but I'll talk about each.
The wildest thing, a mirror is the biggest feature and the most loved thing in the virtual world. You will hear from my therapist, motherfucker. Hey, I'm not sending you to VRChat, okay?
Later. But VRChat was initially released in 2014, and as of recently is available on multiple platforms, such as PC, Quest, and now phone. Yes, phone, meaning you are only a few clicks away from your virtual Vietnam.
Wait, you can play this on your
VRChat
phone?
is
That's
advertised
nuts.
to be a game,
That's
but I would
actually
argue it's
nuts.
more of an experience. The primitive version of Ready Player One and a testbed for the
It's actually came out in 2016. The project started in 2014. I think they got enough donations or something for their Kickstarter or whatever they were doing. They got enough funding and they released it onto Steam in 2016.
first fully immersive metaverse, because it's evolved tremendously since its first release. Because it used to be a game where people would only get on to play the mini-games, which are now desolate wastelands. God, I miss you, freeze tag,
They are not desolate wastelands. People play them in private groups. This game is only about being a part of the group. You need to be a part of something to do these things. These are These are games that people do whenever they drink or hang out at night. They exist, but in public they don't.
2 and Town of Salem, but the player base now from previous years treat and act like this game is a reality. A lot of the player base since 2017 can now be found huddled around a mirror, taking part in socializing, and a small percent becoming self-loathing narcissists.
I don't even know who I am anymore. Oh god. I mean, if you're dude, I mean, like, everybody's wearing these kind of avatars all the time as well. Like, I mean, if you have like if everybody in every corner is a hot anime girl with a big thighs, fat ass, big titties, and they're half naked, I mean, like, what kind of atmosphere is that going to create? Like, let's be real for 1 second. Like, if everybody is super just like straight up going at it, I think we know what kind of atmosphere this will create.
Will not spend an atom of a second in a world if there is not a mirror in it.
True, they will
People
leave.
have begun experimenting with their avatars, where a majority of female avatars are actually piloted by males.
Some female avatars are males. Yeah, you mean that they have a dick? Okay, like I told you guys, this is going to be degenerate. A lot of the female avatar actually have like they've added literally a crotch on it because of immersion, you know.
Hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth.
Primarily due to the fact female avatars have a lot more work put into them than male avatars.
No way.
For
I wonder why.
whatever reason. And other reasons being they just want to look at a female model, which is the highest form of copium, and because, you know, they're just experimenting.
So if you I love
Model,
this transformation, bro. I don't know which anime this is, but this shit here.
You know, they're just...
Every single guy going into IT. Every single guy going into IT, they start their education, they're a good guy, and then suddenly they're starting to wear gamer socks.
Experimenting.
You too.
Just put the thigh highs on already, buddy.
Wait, listen, I didn't study IT. I just got an IT job, okay? I did not study IT. There's a difference, okay?
But a majority of female presenting avatars are actually guys. My source is this disheveled middle
Programming
finger,
song,
and
that's what
trust
it's
me,
called.
bro, I'm an unfortunate expert in this field.
I have an IT degree. We know how you are, Rattles. We know exactly what kind of man you are.
Community-run game. It has opened its arms for a plethora of communities predominantly being the LGBTQ and furries, with community worlds and now groups which help people identify you're a part of that group.
I'm
which that feature has now
dyslexic.
also been used
Thank you for telling me.
ERP, or
Men
erotic
whimpering.
roleplay, which the only roleplay happening is the facade you have an active sex life.
They're like laying there on top of each other and falling asleep. This is love, guys. This is love. Do you see how cute it is? It's like real life. Like they're sitting on top of each other. Isn't this nice? It's so cute. Two couple just... It's sad. No, this is love. It's not sad. It's happy. Look how happy they are.
ERP, which I've mentioned too many times on this channel, and have unfortunately...
And I can't get a DM back. That's crazy. Well, if you went to VRChat, you would get a lot of people interested. You know what I called... I mean, this is kind of fucked up to say, but it is true, okay? And every single girl has agreed with me in VRChat. If you go to a public lobby and you're a girl or a woman and you speak, you will have everybody orbiting around you like you're the damn sun. Everybody will go around you. It's like an alarm of call. Once you speak, once you are in an anime character, or once you speak, have a female, like sound female, that sounds so weird to say, but everybody will orbit around you. I'm not joking. There are so many dudes in this game that are sadly very lonely, and they will jump on you instantly. And I know for a fact there are some girls that love it, but majority didn't. I remember first time I played this game, I played with a friend, and we played during the time of the Uganda Knuckles. And when we jumped into public lobby, they ran up to her and they called her queen and started running after her all the time, and she was freaking out and didn't want to be there anymore. And that was the last time she queued up that game. There was a phase when a lot of people used Knuckles avatar, and they called them Uganda Knuckles, and they would spit on people. They would just go follow people and spit on them. But if they found a girl, they would call her queen and follow her and praise her and love her and like go around her in circles and shit like that, because they were their saints. Was it a good time? Yeah, but not for girls. I don't think I've not met a single girl that loved that time. I'll be real with you.
Willingly being educated on the topic to a disappointing degree, and is more prevalent on the platform than it has ever been.
Holy Jesus.
Men whimpering.
What is that? What is that, Private Pile?
Weak men.
With most players knowing about it and about a third partaking in it. ERP is basically NSFW activities involving two or more people in VRChat, where instead of the worry of pregnancy, you're worrying if your neighbor can see you hip thrusting the air through your window, like your life depends on it, or you'll be worried if your bespoke device for this situation can last all of 5 seconds to last the entire session. Yes, there are devices that link to your avatars and interact with your genitals, to the point where the companies that make these products have identified that VRChat is a gold mine and sponsor a lot of social events and clubs within VRChat. So
did you guys hear what he just said? So there is something called DPS in VRChat that you can get on your model, by the way. Okay, if you're under 18, stop the stream for 1 minute or mute the stream for 1 minute, okay? I'm about to inform you about something, okay? Do it now. All right, they're gone. Great. If you're on YouTube, skip 1 minute. DPS is called Dynamic Penetration System. It is an additional thing you can add to your model where basically a pussy can interact with a dick. So you have the interaction of movement whenever they two will connect, and it will create this motion of two people fucking. So people in ERP are literally fucking in game. And another thing they can do is they can connect it to a Lovens, which is a sex toy that you can connect to your genitals, which will create vibration and feeling of whenever you're moving inside of the game. So they are literally fucking each other virtually and having a love toy making that notion. All right. It's that nasty. It's that wild. Now I've told you. I told you it would be degenerate. Now there we go.
Social events such as clubbing and dancing is very popular on the platform, and with things such as full body dancing and now eye tracking, makes the activity even more immersive. But most
wish I'd
people
never
with full
heard
body
that.
tracking just sit down.
Hey, at least now you guys have something stupid to tell your friends, right? If you guys are drinking or hanging out, you can tell how fucking insane this is, and you can tell, like, you can laugh at it. I mean, I remember a girl used to like read up random facts so that because they didn't really know how to start a conversation or keep up a conversation, and they would just memorize a lot of random facts to talk about. Like, just have like a bunch of backline random facts to talk about and discuss.
On with it anyway, lazy bastards. And it has been used in ERP.
Yeah, if you
Going
want to be
back to
friendless.
ERP,
Oh, okay.
did I mention there's dating apps now for this game? With a Tinder-like
I guess I gotta
aesthetic,
level
where
up the
dating
druid now.
platform
Oh
doesn't
yeah, I'm
even
gonna
allow
need
you to
mob
upload
tabbing,
IRL pictures,
Ziffy.
and have been
Good
used
luck
for
with the
things
druid,
like
man. Good
one-night
luck.
stands and successful relationships.
Yeah, they did
The
actually
last
do
part
that.
may have been a lie,
Crazy.
because after watching the VRChat HBO documentary, yes, HBO, responsible for the
I will never pick DPS in any games ever again. Yeah, I was like a little bit confused when people were saying DPS all the time, and I don't know what the fuck they mean.
monoliths of shows like Chernobyl and Band of Brothers. More recently, Penguin did a documentary on VRChat where I'm convinced only a handful of relationships on VRChat actually work out.
How I Met My Discord Kitten.
Apart, but we're gonna try our best to make it work.
They broke up.
I have a crazy story, by the way. This is a crazy story. I will forever remember this story. There was this guy, okay? And he was dating this girl. And they were dating together for 1.5 years in VRChat. And they were dating, and then they decided, you know what? We should meet up. It's time we meet up. We've been dating now for 1.5 years. It's time to meet up. And she's very excited for it. So they do meet up. He flies to her, and when he meets her, he finds out. This is a straight man, by the way. He finds out that he was not a girl. He was, in fact, a man with a very feminine voice pretending to be a girl. Because there's a lot of guys in VRChat. I'm not talking about trans. I'm talking about guys that have learned how to sound like a girl or sound very feminine. And they trick people. And this guy was a gay guy pretending to be a girl in his relationship for 1.5 years. The guy was with them for 1.5 years thinking they were a girl. And he was straight. He went on with it and he was like, fine, he just kept on going, you know, like, it's fine. I'll try this out. But they broke up, like, I think 3 months later after that, because he wasn't gay. He couldn't date them. Like, it's fucking, can you imagine you're dating someone online? 3 months, he wasn't, well, the thing is that you need to keep in mind, Hanoli, they were together for 1.5 years. 1.5 years. That is fucking 18 months they were together. So he tried to make it work. He tried to see if he could do it as a gay guy, but he couldn't. But that's fucked up. That's the craziest shit. It is a huge trust thing. Yeah, that is insane. Like, I could never date someone in, like, online like that. Like, that's crazy.
Miles apart, but we're gonna try our best to make it work.
They broke up.
No way.
And if you're about to comment that you and your virtual girlfriend that you've been dating for a week are actually going to work out, she's probably getting her back blown out like a Panzerschreck right now.
Imagine meeting your girlfriend, but a bald man appears. I think you would run, wouldn't you? Like, girls, you'd probably run if you saw that, right? You would probably just fucking dip out. You'd be like, I'm going back home. Who the fuck is this? Fucking Baldy. Get out of here, Baldy.
On VRChat. And also, do not visit H Party. It's a world for deviants seeking out this activity, and for some reason, the Japanese. And then we have
I
the
love the
West
Japanese.
users, arguably the downfall of VRChat, and the sole reason it has so
What the
many
fuck?
shortcomings now, because before 2021, all of the nations of VRChat lived in peace, until the nursery attacked, and the servers were flooded with children who
Yeah, this is a big problem. Very big problem.
acquired these standalone headsets that did not require a bulky PC to run the
I
game,
talked about this
and
earlier,
parents
so I don't
were
repeat
unknowingly
myself.
buying them a piece of equipment that would expose them to all the things I just mentioned, and things like grooming.
And parents don't know this. They have no idea about this at all.
Which is notorious on VRChat and has been
Hi, how you
well
doing, Pacifier?
documented,
Welcome,
but also
welcome.
made VRChat a place where people over the age of 18 are a minority, and being screamed at by a prepubescent teen in a lobby is a majority.
Hello, you're doing
But
good.
that is VRChat, and believe it or not, there are a lot of positives of the game, such as communication and being able to make friends. But there are an ever-mounting plethora of disadvantages and negatives of VRChat, depending on who you surround yourself with. And ever since my previous video, things about the game have changed and come to light which are borderline deplorable, and some added features that may be a positive for the reputation of VRChat.
Ooh, moderation.
Now, a rare victory for the VRChat moderation team, something they have been starved of for consecutive years. In December of 2024, they announced age verification, something that would counter arguably the biggest problem of VRChat.
This is after my time, by the way, so I have no idea about this.
Not to go full Anakin Skywalker, it was the children. As even though a majority of the community would say this is an adult game, it only had the age rating of 13. And
Wait, you're telling me they added...
community would say this is an adult game, it only had the age rating of 13.
You are telling me they added age verification, but it's for 13-year... Oh my god.
And led to somewhat of a grooming epidemic, where it has been well documented.
No fucking shit they would... There's a lot of weirdos on the internet.
There are individuals that have groomed and manipulated children on the game, even the existence of things like grooming rings, and adults that have courted minors into relationships to exploit them, some of which happening in the public lobbies of VRChat where they show no shame in what they are doing. And once again, this has been well documented. There are a plethora of videos of individuals that have been doing these activities, such as the most infamous example, which we've talked about before, Tech Gangster.
13! You know what? You know what's funny? I'll still jack off to them.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that's not that is not funny. That's not even a good joke. That's not that's I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like making fun of like funny jokes about lollies and shit like that, virtual shit, like fake stuff. I can see some way people can make those funny, but like talking about kids like this, there's no humor in this. This is just predatorial. It's weird. And I was saying, by the way, all of all, I'm just saying there's probably some kind of thing I can understand. So if you were like very dark humor, you can find it funny. But this shit is just weird. This is nasty. You know what I mean? This is just nasty. And this is something you will find apparently everywhere. You will find this. I talked about this earlier. This is an issue in the game.
And is known throughout the lands of VRChat for his deplorable actions, and the fact that the VRChat team does relatively nothing
Fuck
about
ban,
it.
get the police. I think these people should be sent to the police. I think that the moderation should kind of call the authorities on these matters. If you have someone within your service trying to hunt for, like, say things like that do these kind of, I feel like you gotta call the police. What the hell is going on? This ain't funny, man. This is weird as hell.
The VRChat team had as much involvement as the local cuckold lord. Simply,
my mom said she's happy that I'm fine, but this is disgusting. Yeah, I mean, this is disgusting. Just say, listen, if you're under 18, actually, anyways, like if you're under 18, if you're a guy or a girl, generally, just be careful with who you're talking to all the time. Try to be a little bit careful about personal information. And don't send them weird shit all the time. I know that the thing is that I've noticed of holding my own community. I've noticed also Actually, I found that this in the work field as well. A lot of people are very, they can easily give out their personal information or share personal picture of themselves without even nearly being asked. And I think I've said this many times in my community as well. I remember we had, I have a vast difference between age groups, and I've kind of put that a limit to being 16 now. But like for a long time, but like I feel like even people that are 18, they're very easy to share like any photo of themselves and stuff like that. And I think that that should be in a community they just joined. I think that those things should be a little bit more thought after. I don't think you should really share that much personal information or share pictures of yourself in such a quick manner whenever you start joining a group or a community itself. You got to be a little bit more careful about yourself whenever you're going online, because even if when places are friendly and nice, and even if you have moderators that are trying to be friendly and nice, there are always some weirdos out there. Listen, even in the best communities, like I try my best, my mods try their best, everybody tries their best. I've not had a situation like that at all in any sort of manner, luckily. But there's always people joining Discord, and you never know who's there. You know, you never know. And thank God you have mods that care about community, because if you don't, you join a group like that don't give a fuck, nothing is gonna happen.
Just watching it happen, all they will do is ban Moby's alt accounts at a snail's pace, and within that time he's probably made another alt account because he has not been hardware banned or IP banned, both of which can be circumvented, but no attempt has been made. Possibly
your community isn't young enough to attract weirdos at that level. You are actually kind of right in a way. The thing is that my community is 18 to 24 majority. That's the majority. And the second highest is 25 to 34. That is the second highest. The third highest, though, is on YouTube, 13 to 18. So, but the problem is that there's not really a problem. But the factor is that my Discord kind of has an age limit. It actually had nothing to do with what I just stated. You have to be over 16 because that's like the legal age in my country. But also I thought to myself that when I was 16, I kind of was like a little bit more serious about things. I feel like I was a little more clear on things. I understand more things. And I just don't want people to come in my Discord and be nagging all the time or making it feel like we are holding a nursery home where people are just acting weird. So once ever somebody finds it or found out that they're under 16, or if they click something that's basically says that they're under 16, they get kicked out instantly. So we don't really allow people that are 16. But that had nothing to do with what we just said. It actually just had to do with I just don't want people to be crying all the time in the community. I feel like if you're very young, you will act like a kid, which is normal because you're a kid. You behave like a kid when you're a kid. So, but I just feel like I want a little bit more an older community on the Discord forum, so we don't feel that accountable. And again, we have a lot of male and female mods, both young and old. I wouldn't even call them old. They're all young. So you know that you can always find someone right to talk to if there is a situation you're handling, even if it's not in our community. I bet you can always talk to someone in my community. If you have an experience about something, you can always talk to someone. At least the mods, they're very nice and trustworthy, and there's a lot of them. They're very kind. They're very, very kind. Only grandpas and grandmas here? No, everybody's young,
due to the reason that most VRChat mods are volunteers. They do not get paid for this, especially people moderating the Discord, because for some reason these people wanted to be internet janitors, most likely getting paid well below the poverty level, to the point where they sustain themselves on McDonald's sauce packets and self-approval, and most of them got this opportunity.
Well, most of them are unemployed. Some of them are actually employed and have a fuck ton of money. This is actually a double-sided thing. Remember when I talked about so here's the thing. Furries have a lot of money. VRChat player has a lot of money because they work and they spend most of their time in the VR world, so they don't spend any money. They barely use any money because they're always home. They're always they work from home or they have a work outside of home, and they make a lot of money, and they spend all their time off stream, off work, at home, never socializing, never going out. So they save a lot of money. They have a lot of money. I streamed in the VRChat section, I got a lot of donations, a lot of money. You go and watch a VRChat streamer, you take a look at their sub donations, they get a fuck ton of subs. They are rich as fuck in the VRChat section. And another thing, you remember when I talked about the DPS system? While I've been in this community, I have been offered twice. I am not somebody that cares about sexual things at all. Really, I do not give a fuck. And I have never engaged in any of these things at all. But because I was part of communities, there are people that have tried to put me with someone else, and they've even offered 2 times to buy these sexual toys to me so I can engage in these manners. So people here actually do buy people stuff even that are either headsets or sexual toys. And these toys cost over $1,000. They cost a fuck ton of money. These guys are rich. They're rich. This hobby is their life after work. They are rich. There's a lot of people that are unemployed, but there's a fuck ton of people that have a lot of money, okay? There's a lot of them.
Through being a part of the community.
Isn't that grooming? Well, they were not doing it with them, right? Every single scenario I've had, they tried to hook me up with someone else. I've had this happen many times, but I could never, this shit does not work on me. I'm sorry. Like these things do not work on me. These long distance these things, I don't get the same. I don't get this. I don't find also sexual thing that interesting. Like, sorry, but I don't. I know that it can be fun to joke around about games or seeing some funny trailer about that, but I don't really get interested that much in this kind of thing. So this never worked on me.
Before,
I know I got this guy. I'm more friendless.
The most notable being Tupper, the said to be face of VRChat, and someone on the level of something like head mod. But before age verification was implemented, it actually fell more into the responsibility of the groups of VRChat, who in their own group instances would do age verification, but were very limited to asking people as soon as they joined their age and date of birth.
February 25th, 2006.
Hoping that if they were a minor, they did not know simple math. But I bring this up because the VRChat team aren't the most innocent themselves. I'll talk about that later, but as of right now, 10 plus years of the game existing, and they finally discovered Rock and Stone and decided to announce age verification, which is a process where you download an app and show your credentials and government IDs to verify your age, and to verify you are over the age of 18 years old biologically, but probably still have the mental capacity of a toddler. But you will need to submit a picture of your ID and a picture of yourself.
I love when I meet ancient people in VRChat. Like whenever you meet someone that's 50, like man, that me feels so weird. I don't know. Like imagine being like 55. I think I remember met the 62-year-old like mom once. Like I met a 62-year-old mom and she was just vibing, man. She's just fucking she was just going at it, having fun, blasting it. But it must be so weird to be that old and get into an environment like this that is so young and so weird.
Then you will have a badge on your VRChat profile showing you are over the age of 18. And things like adult instances will be available to you. And people that are not age verified will not be able to join these instances or worlds. Meaning you can goon to your heart's content without traumatizing a child. I can't wait for the plus 18 public orgies to start. Obviously this system isn't 100% safe, you can use somebody else's credentials I guess, but it's a step in a good
just look it up on
direction
Google.
and there's only so much they can do. But the system as of right now is still in testing, and is not readily available to every user. Right now it's only available to people using the group feature of VRChat and in the larger ones. Groups that you can join through the game and display above your head, like the Arizona Tea group, the Daddy Marks fan club, or even the free use group, because everyone needs to know you're a walking, talking fleshlight. and this feature, along with the NSFW toggle they added recently, is their first attempts at trying to protect the children that use VRChat. But even though VRChat moderation has had a slight reputation boost from this, and are no longer considered to having a workload equivalent to any HR role, but the VRChat moderation team still has the reputation of some...
A wise streamer once said it's not about putting a full stop to something, but making it so it's as much of a inconvenience as possible so people won't do it. I think that once you add like a barrier of entry, it does like eliminate a couple people. It definitely does. So having something like this is good because it eliminates a couple like kids, I guess. But it's better than nothing, but it's not good. It's not perfect.
Time liquid dog feces, and rightfully so, as recently within VRChat itself, by chance on a midnight rooftop world, I got to meet Verum, who must have been very confused by my avatar. Verum is a VRChat content creator that focuses on the degenerates and predators of the virtual world with a cinematic aesthetic, and told me he doesn't even monetize any of the videos, so he makes virtually no money exposing these people. But we got talking and he told me about a video he did with Brandon FM, someone that does similar videos but applies it to the broader internet. And from the release of that video, it was age restricted not too long after, which means its growth was stunted from the get-go, and not a lot of people got exposed to that video, so make sure to go check it out, because they did a deep dive on the average VRChat user, with surveys and statistics that definitely impacted their own mental health, and lo and behold, the average VRChat user is a degenerate. Quite possibly no surprise there, but they also looked at the mods of VRChat, from the Discord mods to the actual mods, including such people as Tupper, and the results were horrifying. Some of the Discord mods were found to be doing intimate activities in public instances with modified lolly avatars that had genitals added to them, and the same person had a video recorded of them ER.
Am I the only one that find this really odd and nasty? Like, I always thought it was really weird. Like, I think it's, I don't know, I'm sorry. I just think it's really weird. It's just so weird.
Being in it,
so
in which during a live-streamed community event for VRChat, with a large amount of people watching online and in person in the instance, someone would find a way to modify one of the video players and show everyone present the video, including Tupper, who either found out because he was there or watching the live stream. And some more information on the moderation team not taking criticism very well. But in the previous mentioned moment, the head mod Tupper had seen one of the people entrusted with making VRChat and its community a safe place, and been provided with a whole Google Drive showing how this specific mod wasn't doing very mod things, including the intimate activities in public instances, which could potentially have children in it, arguably the demographic that should be protected the most. And all he did was look at the Google Drive for 12 seconds, proven in the video, and then basically said there's nothing he can really do about it, even though he has the highest permissions in the Discord, and this person voluntarily administrates the Discord, and even though he says he can't ban people within VRChat, was responsible for and got credit.
I'm pretty sure he works at VRChat. So he should be. He's like, I think he's very known within the, like, he should be able to do anything he wants.
With banning the people that were showing the video.
VRChat company is not that big. It's not like that crazy amount of people working there. Now, there are people there, but like, it's not that so big that you can't, like, you're not in a position to help with this.
In front of the live audience, which, to give him the benefit of the doubt, doesn't show he has this power, but has some part in it. And conveniently enough, after the video made by Brandon FM and Verum was launched, the video showing the average VRChat user and the people moderating them, I would be told by Verum himself that the time and effort they put into this video, gathering all the information and statistics, that video did a lot of good for the platform, but not in the way they would expect. The VRChat mods were forced to recognize the video, which indirectly helped with updating the report system and the public outcry for age verification, which 6 months from the release of that video is now in testing. They would also take action against the mods recognized in that video, but they were not banned, they were just temporarily removed from the moderation role, because they investigated themselves and found nothing wrong. Now, it's really funny and worrying the fact that they only recognized this now there's a video about it, and even Tupper himself looked at the information for, once again, 12 seconds, but only did anything about it when there was a full video made about it and they were dropped in hot water. And those people are still mods to this day. But even more surprising and worrying, for some reason they would ban Verum from the official VRChat Discord and would have done the same with Brandon.
You ban somebody trying to find predators in your community? Do you know what the implication of this means? That you're fine with this? Like, I don't think this is that's the wildest. That's wild.
If he did not have a different name for seemingly no reason. And some of the messages talking about Brandon FM after the video are removed, but the ones critiquing him are left up. A moderator is supposed to set a good example and protect the users of their community from people, especially one who is still making alt accounts to this day and causing havoc on the platform, and investigate things given to them by their community to further the goal of protecting users and improving the reputation of the platform as a whole, not just supposedly looking at a Google Drive link for 12 seconds. But that is the VRChat moderation team.
Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael! Michael! Help me!
Now recently,
That's whenever VRChat players take off their headset. How they feel.
there has been a new increase in people watching VRChat content, mainly the trolling videos.
Whenever the internet goes
We're
down.
gonna go on a date, me and you.
Oh, I'm an European already, okay.
Oh no, I'm not European.
What the
Especially
fuck?
from YouTubers like Proximity Chat,
Wait, what the fuck?
Brave, videos.
Wake up.
Why?
We're gonna go on a date, me and you.
Oh, I'm an European already, okay.
Oh no, I'm not European.
Especially from YouTubers like Proximity Chat, Ratgrave, and maybe even Mesa Mayor. Or maybe you've been looking at the live streams of people like the last bastion of VRChat, Rafflegator, who is still making innovative content with the...
Rob is one of the best streamers out there. He makes this, like, nobody makes content like him. Like, it's so unique. He deserves more love, but he gets a lot of love. Like, he makes so much role-playing content within this community, but he's also a very big degenerate. He is.
the VRChat platform and unknowingly making viral meme content like this.
Whoa, what the hell? Hello?
Reading.
Ah, hi.
Kill yourself.
What the fuck is this thing?
I'm an anomaly cast.
What do you do?
I do my best.
That thing was
Aw.
the first Apex Predator, by the way. But especially for the rising audience for these YouTube videos, it is a window into VRChat, where most people that would have never been introduced to VRChat see it for the first time, and normally harbour a very negative opinion.
That's the thing. VRChat can actually be really funny. It used to be a meme fest. It used to be role-playing and meme fest. Then it turned to this. It can be funny, and it was funny. It was a great place.
Towards it, because in most of these videos you see people that take this game way too seriously, like it's real life, and I'm not even talking about Phantom Sense.
Jesus Christ.
Move,
Yeah, he
bro.
didn't even talk about Phantom Sense yet. Oh my god.
Can you like go somewhere, please?
Why?
Why are you being so fucking nosy, bro? Because I fucking told you to, bro.
Damn.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
No, I'll move for sure.
You have people that do depraved
Damn,
acts in
he's so
public
cool,
lobbies.
guys.
Are you playing with those? Bro, are you playing with those?
This is my girlfriend. If I want nice with her, I can.
You have people offering
I don't know what is wrong with me, dude, but whenever I see this big e-boy avatar looking like bulky and scary, and they start talking, have the most nasally, nerdy voice that exists, which is like nearly all of them, I just lose my shit. What do you want, bro?
depraved acts in public lobbies.
I'm an asshole.
Oh my god, I love the e-boy act. I love it. It makes me so happy, dude. It's just so stupid. I don't know. There's a lot of guys that are wearing these fucking scary, muscly avatars and they try to act tough, but they're just like, bro, come on. Who are you kidding? Come on, bro. Bro, come on, calm the fuck down. Come on, man. Who are you kidding?
So I kind of do this for people.
On this VRChat during the time Poke and Dyers used to play them, bro, that time was peak. I played then. It was just funny. It was just comedy. It was just comedy all the way.
It's $25 for an entire hour.
It shows people getting constantly inebriated.
I can't see my menu.
Do you need like a chiropractor or something?
borderline creepy activity,
It's complicated.
Right, but I caught you with your red rocket out.
to the point where there's a VR chat to catch a predator.
Just wondering real quick what a 33-year-old man, what business you have talking to a 16-year-old girl.
Children.
Excuse me?
Who's this?
I mean, I'll be real with you. This is the thing probably people will be like, huh, weird. This is weird. If you're having normal conversation with somebody that is 16, there's nothing wrong with that in the game at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting into public lobby and there's a friend group and one of them is 16 and they're just having like conversation about the world, life, games. It's fine. Having a conversation is fine. But the problem is whenever you start making these kind of like this sexual focus, the sexual orientation, that's where the entire limit of this is broken. That's where it's broken. That's the biggest problem. We have to catch Predator show in a VR chat already. We do. We have multiple of them actually. There are many of them.
I'm his child. What the f are you on
I'm
about?
his child.
I really doubt you're his child.
I'm his VR child. Leave me alone.
And it shows people that may be a little too addicted to VR chat.
The longest he played this game for without stopping.
When I first got my headset, I used to play for like a whole ass day, and I'd fall asleep in VR, and I'd wake up and I'd play more.
It would be totally unfair to say every VR chat lobby.
Do you guys don't know why are they staring out the window? Guys, this is a test. Why are they staring out of the window? Is it because it's so beautiful? What do you guys think? Why do you guys think they're staring out of the window? Have we watched enough? Why is everybody sitting here staring out the window? Can anybody answer that question? Anybody? Does anybody know? Because they're creating flying cars? They're thinking about life? Them headset must feel so funky. The reason why they're staring out the window is because this is in fact not a window. If you click this button over here, it spawns a mirror. And they're looking at themselves. They're in fact just staring at a mirror for hours.
Is like this, and that your first VR chat lobby is going to look almost identical to it. Rest assured, the people recording these videos had to at least spend an hour on VR chat and go through only 3 public instances, because it's a little over a third of VR chat that are like this, because all the sane people have been pushed into private instances.
They have.
Because believe it or not, VR chat isn't the most healthy influence. Once again, going back to Verum's and Brandon FM's video, they did a survey of over 1,000 VR chat players, showing that a lot of them are addicted to VR chat.
But your daughter is also 18 though, Awaken, and she can decide what she wants to do herself. But I would not recommend her doing VR chat at 18 at all. I don't think it's a good idea at all. I don't think that's a good idea.
Do things like ERP and are just overall lonely. Yes, VR chat is a social game where you can speak to people all over the world, make lifelong friends and have fun, maybe even find a relationship.
Games, let's go.
Just don't
Good.
tell your parents you found them on VR chat because the adoption papers will be coming rather late. But what I'm finding increasingly common is it is not good for you. Even people that disliked social games before and or social interactions in general get addicted to the environment that is VR chat. It may be a result of wanting to make new friends constantly, a good time they had in their early stages of VR chat they're trying to recreate or even chase, or even the social environment of VR chat itself, which they may have not experienced outside of the headset.
There's a lot of people with social anxiety I hear that has never really made any friends or talked to anyone, and they get here and they start talking. And it's a big moment for them, and they feel more comfortable being someone else. There's a lot of people like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how they are, and I'm glad they can start talking. But like, I hope that this is a learning experience for them, that they can evolve that to the real life and start talking with people in real life as well.
All of which I just mentioned can cause addiction to the game, and if they don't find any of those things, can become lonely or depressed. It's to the point where people take this game too seriously, getting on the platform at least once a day, or just never taking the headset off. And with things like VR chat jobs now, where some of the groups pay people to moderate their instances, some of them may never need to take that headset off, viewing and treating VR chat equivalent to real life. Some even sleeping and eating in VR chat. Personally, with all my hours in VR chat, I have seen this happen countless times.
Yeah, this guy is a veteran. He's played 3,500 hours of VR chat. That's a lot. That is a lot of hours, guys.
This game is unknowingly addictive.
Because you need to remember, he's like sitting there with a headset on. Like, that's crazy.
And it gets worse.
You've
Because
seen
it
things,
also
yeah.
enables...
I was in a BDSM lobby once in VRChat, and I sat there with my friend and we talked about bullshit, and I was just seeing all those people just fucking around. It was just the weirdest shit ever, but I thought it was so funny because I'm sitting there talking about bullshit while two guys are just fucking in front of me. Why? I don't know how I got there. I forgot how. I was drinking and then suddenly I was just there. We were like yapping about stuff and people put portals in. So what they do is that people drink and then they put a portal down and then we go to somewhere else and we just hang out. And then they do it again. And then it's like a group thing. Like they're literally portal means that a new instance we're joining, like a specific instance. And I was just hanging out with this group and talking shit. And then suddenly after like 6 or 7 portals in, I was suddenly in this lobby full of BDSM lobby. And everybody was just like fucking beating each other up and stepping on each other and whipping each other and like moaning like crazy. And I'm just sitting there with my friend and talking about video games. I'm like, damn, what a background to have. You'll never miss to impress me, Addy. I have many stories to tell. Listen, if you want to go on a date, I could tell you the most craziest shit ever. I could yap forever. And I'm not proud of any of them. I'm not proud of saying this, but it sure was an experience. It was an experience to be had.
Other addictions, mainly those involving alcohol and drugs. As also seen in the Verum and Brenham FM video, over a third take part in the drinking and drug culture of VRChat, where there are groups and instances with parties happening constantly, and some drinking almost daily because of the influence of people in VRChat or VRChat itself. I even managed to get in contact with someone on Discord who's a popular VRChat content creator and face of VRChat themselves, who because of VRChat and its drinking and drug culture found it hard to quit both and are still struggling with it. They mainly blamed the culture itself and the groups within VRChat that enable and influence it, but at their request I will not be involving their name. And it doesn't stop at drinking or drugs, as virtual prostitution has become normalized in VRChat and is fairly easy to find. There are people offering it in public worlds, there are groups for it and Discord servers.
Yeah, this is what I talked about earlier. There's a lot of them.
And unfortunately, it's quite profitable. Either getting paid to do NSFW
they make a lot of money.
acts or just...
You can be a virtual whore if you wish to. Even if you're a man. Anybody out there can be a virtual whore.
Sit with somebody
if you
want to
live the life,
this is the
you can be that.
unfortunate reality of VRChat that when you start the game up for the first time, nobody tells you about, because there is nothing like VRChat except Second Life, but that's a rabbit hole in itself. There is nothing to relate
to. Oh my god,
to.
I think Second Life might be even more degenerate. Like that's the... I don't want to jump into Second Life, man. Oh my god.
There's nothing to use as a benchmark, and the game is constantly getting more complex. And quality of life within the game is constantly...
Second Life is where you find the degenerate rednecks. And degenerate rednecks? Now that is comedy. Oh my god, that is comedy.
Increasing, and I think from the result of people already treating it like it has real life qualities, it's only going to become more immersive, and more people and more problems are going to come along with it. With it being in the top 25 for Steam players, even though it released on Steam in 2017.
Was it 2017? I thought it was 2016.
Being constantly active on the Steam platform.
It was early access.
That is just on the Steam platform, by the way, showing there is no shortage of players. I think that is evidence enough.
Wow, what a video. Conclusion? Alright, let's hear it.
Now I know I've made numerous videos showing the bad side of VRChat, and constantly make jokes about it, but like a League of Legends player that constantly talks shit about the game and blames Riot for their terrible matches, but 5 minutes later will queue for another game, because not to get cheesy or anything, don't start crying you little bitch. I love VRChat. That almost feels like arsenic in my mouth saying, it's definitely not one of my favourite games because 1, it's not a game, it's an experience, and that place in my heart already goes to Final Fantasy 15, Serious Sam, Halo Reach, and the 2016 to 2020 days of Overwatch 1. But I've made so many good friends and memories in VRChat, and worlds like Murder 2, Midnight Rooftop, President...
I have also too. I've met a lot of great friends. in VRChat. There's a lot of great people there. It's a lot of fun stuff you can do, but you don't, with great things, there are always bad things, you know, like there are a lot of wrongs and bad things about VRChat, but there's also great people there. I don't know if they're still there, but they probably are. But I had great experiences there. There were a lot of nice, fun experiences. And I met a lot of fun people. And I still talk to quite a lot of them. I would even say that I probably in 10 years will still know some of those people. Because like there's 2 people in mind that I have right now. And I'll probably remember them forever. Heck, my mod Tulio, I've been friends with him for 4 years now, I believe. And he found me by me streaming VRChat during COVID, just yapping and chilling. And we're still talking. Now, if I never queued up that game, I would never know him. Like, for example, like that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Presentation Room, The Great Pug, Never Have I Ever, and the very old Rest and Sleep are all places that I have memories in. And even though I'm not playing it as much as I did before, I still log in every now and again. Because once again, VRChat is something else.
I have not played VRChat soon in 2 years, and the only reason I logged in that time was because there was a friend's birthday party and they invited me. I thought, why it would be fun. They had a lot of changes to the game, and I thought it was cool, the changes, but I just went there and then I stopped. The thing is that I have I have 2 virtual headsets. I have Oculus Rift and I have an Index. An Index is the most expensive VR headset you could get. I don't know if there's probably more expensive now, but it's the best VR headset to get. And I don't use VR headsets anymore because I get migraines. I found that I get very strong migraines after excessive use of it. So I completely stopped it and I never returned to VR ever again. It's been a while.
And I think if you don't take the game too seriously and actually play it in moderation,
yeah, it's probably
you
good.
Find a group of people you actually enjoy talking to
Definitely.
that aren't complete degenerates and actually have your best interest in mind,
yeah.
which may be scarce on the platform as of today. But if you find that, I think you're truly going to have a good
luck
time
with
on
that,
that game.
Good
Just
luck.
once you find that group of friends, never go
rare,
into a
hard.
public lobby once again. But yeah, that's all I had to say, and bye-bye.
Yeah, good luck. There's too much degeneracy within the what the fuck are these? What is this? How fascism took. Anyways, that's crazy. Yeah, W video, that was amazing. What an amazing video. WWW. I loved it. I hope you guys got a sense of what is going on there. I hope I explained it well as much as from my side. Now, this was a trip. I bet so. Just keep in mind that just be careful out there. You can find weird people everywhere on the internet. So take care of yourself and be careful. If you like this video, feel free to like the video itself. I'd highly appreciate if you click the like button real quick. At least if you got to the end of the video. Sub to the channel if you enjoy these kind of reacts. And if you want to join us live and join chat and yap with me live while we do these reacts, you can come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Attlee. Comment something down below. Tell me what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one all. Peace.